everyone! Today we're going to talk about FCE essay writing. The essay is a compulsory task in part 1 of the writing paper. Your goal is either to inform the reader or convince them of a certain point of view, all while you use a formal tone. There is no single magical formula for success, but there are definitely some key strategies you can follow, and that's exactly what we're going to look at now. Here is a simple structure you can follow. Start with a brief introduction in your own words. Then, develop each idea in its own body paragraph, and don't forget to include your own opinion in one of them. Finish with a strong conclusion where you summarize and share your final thoughts. Now, let's take a look at some really useful tips for writing a great B2 first or FCE essay. These will help you stay focused, organized, and meet the exam requirements. First of all, always plan before you start writing. This helps you stay organized and make your essay easier to follow. Make sure you can comment on all the points given in the task. Missing one can cost you marks. If you get stuck, don't worry. It is totally fine to invent ideas to support your opinion. The examiners are looking at your English, not the truth of your examples. Next, remember to structure your essay into clear paragraphs. Each idea should have its own space so it is easy to understand. Also, make sure to use formal language. This means avoiding contractions like don't or can't and using more advanced vocabulary where you can. In your final paragraph, be sure to clearly state your opinion. That's an important part of the essay. And finally, always review your writing at the end to fix any grammar or spelling mistakes. Even small changes can make a big difference. Keep these tips in mind and you will be well on your way to writing a strong FCE essay. Now, here is how your B2 first essay will be assessed. There are 4 key areas as you can see. However, you need to answer the question fully and stay on topic. Your writing should be appropriate, clear, and engaging for the task. Make sure your essay is well structured with clear paragraphs and linking words. And finally, use a range of vocabulary and grammar to show your B2 level skills. Understanding these criteria will help you write an essay that hits all the right points. Now, let's look at some useful phrases you can use in your essay to make it sound more natural and formal. For your introduction, try starting with expressions like "the trend nowadays is towards" or "recent research indicates that." These help set the scene for your topic. However, when it comes to stating your opinion, phrases like "as I see it" or "there is no doubt in my mind that" are great ways to clearly express what you think. Using these kinds of expressions will show the examiner that you have a good command of formal language, perfect for the B2 level. When you're changing the topic or shifting focus, phrases like "as regards the causes of this" or "as for the causes" can help you guide the reader clearly. If you want to present arguments, you can say things like "one justification often given for." This way, it will show you can present multiple sides of an issue. And when you're describing causes, use expressions such as "one factor which has led to" or "the problem often stems from." These add depth and precision to your analysis. Remember, using these phrases help your writing sound more formal, structured, and academic, exactly what examiners are looking for at B2 level. Now, let's look at some powerful phrases you can use when you're proposing solutions in your FCE essay. To introduce your ideas, you might say, as regards the most appropriate response to this situation, one suggestion would be to, or the first step to be taken would be to. You can also express practical actions with phrases like, to alleviate the situation, people should, or to overcome this problem. These are great for clearly outlining what can be done. And more formal or policy-related suggestions you could use. Legislation should be introduced to control, or were the government to, the situation would doubtless improve. And again, don't forget, individuals can do a great deal to remind us that solution often starts with personal responsibility. Using this kind of formal and structured language shows strong command of English and helps you meet the criteria for a high-scoring essay. And finally, let's wrap up with some concluding phrases you can use to finish your essay in a confident and thoughtful way. To summarize your argument, you can use, all in all, it seems to me that, or all things considered. These can help you tie everything together smoothly. And if you want to end on a more impactful or forward-looking note, try something like, the world would surely be a better place to live in if, or the prospects for the future will be bleak unless. Remember, your conclusion should leave the reader with a clear sense of your opinion and why it matters. Remember that you should write between 140 to 190 words, and while a few extra words up to 200 is fine, writing too much might affect your score. So always make a quick plan before writing. It keeps your ideas clear and helps you stay focused, especially under exam pressure. Do I need to use complex grammar and vocabulary? Yes. To score well at B2 level, you need to show a good range of grammar and vocabulary. Try using things like passive voice, relative clauses, conditionals, and modal verbs to make your writing more advanced. One of the key things examiners look for in writing part 1 is organization. Planning your structure helps you stay on topic, present your ideas clearly, and use linking words naturally without repeating yourself. And finally, let's see one example. However, I'm not going to read it, so make sure you stop the video, read it, and take some notes.